joining us today. Sorry we're a little late. We were having some technical difficulties, but we are going to be feeding the Moray Eel exhibit. My name's Trisha. I'm the Aquarium Curator here, and let me show you guys our exhibit. So we've got some food here. I don't know if you can see. It's a little mixed up. We have some squid that I've stuffed with gel diet. We have some shrimp. This is a food called ballyhoo, and then we have some little cut up pieces for the cowfish there. I'm going to give him a little something first to get him going. Oh, nope. Let's try the morays here. So we've got 2 spotted moray and then 1 green moray. Give them some shrimp. They might be a little frustrated with me because I let them sit for too long without food. But here's one of our spotted morays. This is going to eat all of it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I will tell you that morays are quite vicious. They don't see very well, so they rely very heavily on their extrasensory, their touch and whatnot. So, and there's highly modified sense of smell and taste. They can kind of taste the air or the water around them. So they're very quick. Actually, they don't have any front dorsal fin or front pectoral fins. They only have 1 long dorsal. So what they do is kind of hunker down into holes and splash around like that.
Just so you guys know, we just got soaked by that. So give us a minute. It's gonna be shaky while I shake some of this water off the camera.
They are obviously
one moment.
Yeah. Let go. And they bite down on each other all the time. Let's not do that. Guys, I'm feeding. Okay.
We have a couple of questions so far. We have, sorry guys, they are being extra dramatic today. Zach would like to know, do we have any eels in the Chesapeake Bay?
We do. So the green moray eels range gets a little far north. It's kind of to North Carolina, but they can come up a little farther north. And then the spotted is apparently all the way up to Maryland, I want to say. So I've never seen them in the bay, but they can be here. They kind of like to be deeper water in the rockwork and whatnot, and under shipwrecks and all that. So you probably wouldn't see them.
All right, Tyler wants to know why they are green.
That's a great question, Tyler. The green moray is green. He's actually brown, and he has this mucus that is kind of yellow, and it makes them green.
And then we have a great comment from 2-year-old Alvy. He just says, "Cool."
Yeah, they are cool.
They are really
They're
cool.
Really cool. So if you look down, you can see our 2 spotted moray and our green moray. For those of you who are gonna want to know their names, we've got Flotsam and Jetsam for the spotteds, and the green moray's name is Voldemort for all of you Harry Potter fans out there. Looks like they missed a piece of food. I would actually not want to stick my hand in here, but I'm gonna. Nope, no, I'm not. Was trying to entice him to that piece of food. We try really hard not to mess with the morays. They don't look like they're super vicious, and you might have seen videos of them interacting with divers, but keep in mind those divers had dive suits on, and these guys have really, really sharp teeth. And not only that, they have 2 jaws. They have a pharyngeal jaw in the back of their throat that comes out and grabs food, just like on the movie Alien.
Tiffany would like to know, how many teeth do they have? And then I believe someone earlier asked, how big are they?
I don't really know how many teeth they have. They have a lot, and they're very, very sharp and pointy. And not to mention, they also have an anticoagulant in their saliva. So if you were to get bit, you would not really stop bleeding like you should. It takes so much longer. I have been bitten myself, and it's not a pleasant experience. And then how big are they? They're quite large. These guys, I want to say, are about 3 to 4 feet long. The green moray is almost 5 feet long, and they can get much larger.
9.
They can get up to 9 feet long, which is extraordinary.
Barbara would like to know, is the spotted moray's coloration a camouflage adaptation?
It is. Most fish in general actually color to camouflage. So yes, they camouflage in with rock work. As you can see, you cannot really see them that well amongst the coral rock work that we have in this exhibit.
These are good questions, guys. Keep them coming. And if we don't have the answers to any questions you have right now, if you ask some more later, we're happy to answer them in the comments section. Zach has another question. He was wondering, where did we get these from?
That's a great question, Zach. We actually got them from the Florida Keys. There's a place down there that has fishes for all aquariums called Dynasty on Marathon Key, and we went and picked them up, and they're straight from the Keys, actually.
Tyler wants to know, how many cowfish are there?
There's 1 cowfish, and I definitely would like to have more. I'd like at least 2 more, maybe. He's way down over there, but he's a scrawled cowfish, and I'd like to get him a buddy.
Becca wants to know, do they live in saltwater environments?
They do. This is purely saltwater. This is kind of to mimic their ocean habitat.
Alice, who's 4 years old, wants to know if they are related to electric eels.
No, they're not. They do not have any electric current. They're just Moray eels are all morays. Electric eels don't even live on this side of the world.
All right. And, will the eels eat carrion? Dead stuff.
Oh, yes, they will eat dead stuff all day long. That's what they eat in here. They're actually kind of like ambush predators / scavengers. They hide and wait in the rockwork, and if an unrelenting prey kind of comes by, they'll eat it, but we feed them prepared diet of dead food items, like shrimp and squid, small fishes, anything that we have, really. We try and vary their diet as much as we can.
Casey would like to know, do sharks eat them?
I don't really think so. Sharks, maybe nurse sharks that can lay on the bottom and suck them out of their holes, but they don't really free swim enough for sharks to be able to kind of see them and eat them. They probably would if they were swimming about, but it's not really on their list.
Let's see.
See if he finds that piece of food that's just sitting there. He's close to it.
Cole wants to know, are they poisonous?
They are not poisonous, but they do have, I mentioned before, an anticoagulant in their saliva. So if you were to get bitten, you just kind of bleed much longer than you would want to. But they don't have a venom, and they are not poisonous to eat, I don't think.
Someone asked, do they like the light?
Not necessarily. They live kind of deeper water, where there's not really much light. So this light is over it now for us to see, but actually there's a lid here right above the camera that you guys can't see, and it has a blue filter that makes it darker. So that's kind of their ideal lighting.
Can I answer that one?
Do the eels eat groupers?
Quick answer.
Yeah, Britt, why don't you go ahead and answer that?
So, they might eat small groupers, but something very interesting about the relationship between eels, moray eels and groupers, is that sometimes they actually hunt together for food. So they do what's called a cooperative hunting, and that is basically when a grouper who knows that an eel is nearby will go over, swim over to that eel, and do a special kind of like, hey, you want to go hunt dance, and he'll kind of bob his head or do whatever that particular grouper does as a signal, and then the eel will actually leave its hole and go swim around with the grouper, and they'll root out food out of crevices together. So the eel will go and go into little crevices where little fish might be hiding, and they'll kind of flush out the fish, and the grouper will eat the fish as they are flushed out, like this guy right here, look at him. And then the eels will get any food that's left in the crevices as well, and the groupers will actually scare some fish back down towards the eel sometimes, and they have this very amazing relationship out in the wild. It doesn't happen all the time, and it doesn't happen with every grouper and every moray, but I think it's an incredibly fascinating thing that they sometimes do together. So they probably do eat groupers, but it's not like one of their main prey items. We have a question: what can people do to help the VLM during this time of closure?
Well, that actually brings us to our wrapping point, since the eels have been done with their meal and kind of hunkered down for the day. You can all join in again later this afternoon at 2:30 when we'll be doing another Facebook Live, and continue to join us virtually with our natural education here on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And we have lots of completed information on the VLM.org. If you want to help from outside, more than viewing, you can just consider donating to our emergency fund to help us continue providing care to our animals during this shutdown, and also consider adopting a wild thing. And for information on that, just visit our website, thevlm.org. That's THEVLM.org. And we're going to have to wrap it up. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them into our comment section, and we'll get to them later. Thanks, guys, and see you later.